Dateline, August 30th, 1976. With a staff of 2 full-time employees, Franklin Mint Federal Credit Union would make an historic move that would forever change its trajectory. The credit union hired its first manager and CEO, John D. Unangst. By December that same year, FMFCU marked another milestone, reaching the $1 million asset mark and 1,000 members.
40 years later, the credit union is poised to top $1 billion in assets with nearly 85,000 members, 30 branches, and 10 student-operated financial literacy centers. The years in between would be marked by continuous growth and countless milestones. This is a time to celebrate the vision, innovation, and persistence of the man who guided that success over 4 decades and is still leading the credit union as it approaches its golden anniversary.
At 1 year, I would have thought he'd never make 2, but at 3 years, I knew he was going the distance.
As every new employee learns, John is a champion of embracing change in order to grow. Technology and partner organizations were just 2 of the changes John encouraged. Keeping up with the times, FMFCU converted its computer software, began offering members checking accounts, and joined an ATM network all within the first 5 months of 1981. 2 years later, the credit union began offering members mortgages and credit cards.
I think everybody who works for John has heard the expression, peel the onion. Have we heard that, I think? And John never stops. I have never seen such a big onion in my whole life. He just keeps peeling it, and he finds one more layer, one more thing for you to do better, one more challenge for you to meet.
With assets reaching $18 million, FMFCU nearly quadrupled its membership by 1984. John knew it was time to hire an operations manager and to execute his plan to diversify membership. In '85, assets nearly doubled, thanks in part to the addition of an FMFCU branch inside Riddle Memorial Hospital, the first outside sponsor. Before the end of the decade, FMFCU branches popped up on site at 4 additional partner locations, and the first freestanding branch was opened in Media. 10 years after his arrival, John sought to fill a void within the credit union industry.
In 1986, John saw an opportunity to take advantage of regulations that allowed credit unions to form subsidiaries called CUSOs, and his plan for State Financial Network was born. SFN is now celebrating its 30-year anniversary this year, and we're thriving with 30 different entities that we service for.
Momentum never ceased. FMFCU reached the $100 million mark in January 1990. John remained focused on results, which meant focusing on his people. Growth was fueled by more tech changes, more product options for members, and the creation of a culture of harmony. When he learned about the infamous Pike Place Fish Market in Seattle, Washington, John set out to infuse the credit union with fish philosophy. However, means for increasing communication and camaraderie had been well underway almost a decade prior.
John's focus on people led to my joining FMFCU in 1989, developing our first training department. That in turn led to our very first in-service day in 1991, allowing the whole organization to come together, supporting camaraderie and the fish philosophy.
During the 90s, 7 new branches opened, several existing branches were renovated, and FMFCU ATMs popped up in more than a dozen new locations. The credit union moved its headquarters to Broomall and took to the world stage via the internet.
John, in a very quiet, effective manner, has shaped the attitude of all the hundreds of employees that we have now, where you walk into any branch, everybody's friendly, everybody's prepared to give you really fantastic service. He's very service-oriented, and his entire life has been about service.
John is inherently resolute, but he could not have known that his service in the Vietnam War would further prepare him for the challenges of navigating a financial institution through some of this country's murkiest economic waters.
John's early military service was a great foundation for his leadership role at the credit union. Attention to details, SOPs, or standard operating procedures, and sometimes decision-making under fire have made all the difference. Whether on the battlefield or dealing with members' finances, minor mistakes can have dire consequences.
By the year 2000, the credit union doubled its asset size to $200 million and membership increased to over 40,000. FMFCU opened another 13 branches during the first decade of the new millennium, including 5 student-operated high school branches. The effort to lead with education began materializing.
John is very committed to advancing financial literacy, and we put our money where our mouth is, supporting HiQ, the annual Partners in Education celebration, teacher awards, student scholarships, and in 2007, we formed the FMFCU Foundation to assist in generating community-based funding to continue advancing our educational initiatives throughout the county and beyond.
Credit union relevancy in the workplace has evolved with the presence of expanded hour branches and self-service channels. John has been the catalyst behind the Lead with Education philosophy that differentiates us and re-energizes the value we bring to partner companies.
Under the auspices of a visionary leader, the federally chartered credit union took on the appearance of a community charter, and FMFCU surpassed the $500 million mark by 2005.
When an opportunity presents itself, whether it be a branch, partnership, new product, or merger, you can seize it or let it pass you by. John has infused a culture of opportunism at FMFCU, and that should be recognized as a catalyst for our growth.
If you never ask the question, the answer is always no. A simple inquiry into usage of the Berenstain Bears characters snowballed into an entire financial literacy program. It included the unique children's book, The Berenstain Bears Visit the Credit Union. Another CUSO, Credit Union Network for Financial Literacy, or CUNFL, was born. Piloting the credit union like a battleship, John saw to it that FMFCU stayed the course, continually growing despite the Great Recession of the late 2000s and early 2010s. With roots firmly in Delaware County, FMFCU responded to the growing needs of neighboring communities in Chester County and in Philadelphia.
John recognized early on the need to expand FMFCU's branch network with a preference to push out from our core in Delaware County instead of jumping out too far. We will continue to use physical branches as a way to plant a flag in the ground in new markets.
The addition of Member Relationship Advisors, or MRAs, presents unlimited opportunities for branch employees and a seamless experience for members.
And what John's done is build an institution that's known throughout the state, actually known throughout the country with all the work that he's done with children's literacy and Berenstain Bears, and takes real talent to do something like that, and John obviously has it.
Early on, creating a professional organization was important to John. There is no doubt that he achieved that goal through his leadership and vision and the uncanny ability to see the obvious choice in people that share his passion.
John likes to succeed, and he loves a challenge. He can't handle everything status quo. He's got to be looking forward and finding the next piece of the puzzle to solve.
John likes to say he's not sure some days what his job is, but he's the pot stirrer, and he keeps things moving around here and keeps everybody on their toes.
Patient, persistent, and consistent is how John describes his management style. In 1976, he arrived at the credit union with one simple goal: to create a professional organization where members want to conduct business and people want to work to serve those members. Most would say mission accomplished. John, however, sees this milestone as another challenge, and within every challenge lays great opportunity. John is not finished. The best is yet to come. Let it be said, let it be written, let it be done.